Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Asmad Gurubhyo Namaha Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Guru Ratmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namah Om Shri Medha Dakshina Murti Swamine Namah Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavatam Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshiniim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvamanusandadami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaham Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sankavadakramopanishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastitadadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantanna Vidusura Suraganaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha Om. So Namaste once again everyone.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste. Okay. Where is the file? Okay. So 37th shloka. We will chant. Kasmachate nanameran mahatman.
Mahatman
Gariyase brahmanopyadhikartre.
Gariyase brahmanopyadhikartre.
Ananta devesha jagannivasa.
Ananta devesha jagannivasa.
Tvamaksharam sadasattatparam yat.
Tvamaksharam sadasattatparam yat.
Okay, so as we were discussing, because of the experience of Vishwarupa Ishwara Darshanam, Arjuna's vision has broadened. He is no longer viewing the Lord with wonderment or fear. These have given way for surrender to the cosmic forces, especially the law of karma. So his ego has slowly started getting diluted. Or we can say, ego has started maturing. His attitude has now changed to one of reverence, appreciation of the glory of the Lord. From the previous sloka itself, where he said to Krishna that it was but proper that the world was delighted and gratified by the glorification of the Lord. While the Siddhas, the Mahatmas, bow down to the Lord in reverence and with an attitude of surrender, the Rakshasas, the demons, who resort to adharmic activities are vainly running helter-skelter, seeking cover from the results of law of karma. And in this shloka, he continues in the same vein and raises a rhetorical question. Kasmat chatena nameran mahatman. Why would people not do namaskara to you, O Lord? So if they are doing namaskara, there is no surprise, no ascharya. In fact, if they do not do namaskara alone, it will be ascharyam because the totality is so wonderful. This Vishwarupa Darshanam, forget seeing, understanding what is Vishwarupa itself is so wonderful that one cannot appreciate the beauty of this entire cosmos. Even when we go, visit some of these small events, I would call it, for example, in Delhi, in the President Estate, I think sometime in the month of January or something, not sure about the month, there is what they call a flower garden is there. All the flowers bloom.
Month of February.
February, yeah. So people actually go. It's so beautiful. And it's a small piece. Just imagine what is the size of that flower garden as compared to the entire cosmos. That itself, people, so they're so thrilled to see those beautiful flowers blooming. Different kinds of flowers, roses, all sorts of flowers. So if that can cause, wonderment, just imagine what kind of wonderment the understanding, seeing of the entire cosmic order will give. And that is why, after understanding Vishwarupa, if you read any science, or biology, or even study of insects, etc., you study any aspect of creation, it will make you wonder how, subtle things, it's very difficult to even express in words. Even our own body, if you take, how things are so beautifully balanced. And if we do not tinker with the body, if we lead a life in consonance with the cosmic order, which is dharma, if we consume our food as medicine, which is what the Vedas advise us, then we will have no problem at all. And that is the beauty in which the entire body system has been designed. In fact, wherever there is a risk of some failure, God as Ishvara has provided a standby. You have 2 kidneys, 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 ears. Because these are parts which, due to age, old age, have got a potential to go out of order. So one, at least a backup is provided. Of course, medical science has developed so much that even if there is some problem, they are all corrected now. So one can actually look forward to a healthy, long life touching even 100 years. If only we have been following. Unfortunately, this knowledge has not come to me when we were young. We did all akramams at that time. And when comes the old age, we suddenly become wise. But forget that for a moment. What I'm trying to say is, you just see how beautifully balanced everything in the universe is. How wonderful it is. Astronomy you take, it will make you wonder. Even now they are discovering, so many things. And that is what is presented in the TV, in the Discovery Channel, National Geography, etc. Small, small jivas, how they live, how they eat. So anything that you see, wonderment cannot be avoided. If you are a scientist, it will stop with wonderment. But if you are a bhakta, the wonderment will express in the form of devotion towards Vishwarupa Ishvara. Actually, this is the beginning of real bhakti. A devotion arising out of appreciation of the cosmic order of the Lord.
निमाचं हे हॅक झालं म्हणे, फोन हॅक झाला होता म्हणे निमाचं.
Oh my God, there is too much of.
आणि हॅक झाला आणि 50,000 रुपये गेले म्हणे UPI मधले.
Anjali ji, all your personal talk is heard by everybody, all the students. Unfortunately, I don't know Marathi. Otherwise, I would not have muted her. I would have listened to what they are talking.
Very sorry.
Anyway, so as it said, appreciation of the Vishwarupa and developing a devotion is the beginning of real bhakti. Appreciation of the cosmic of the order of the Lord, and not a devotion arising out of fear and anxiety. Oh, because many people who call themselves bhaktas are no doubt devoted to the Lord, but not out of genuine appreciation. They are devoted with lots of expectation. If I visit the temple regularly every day or on a particular day in a week, the Lord will be pleased and will give me what I ask. And that is why we find a huge crowd in Hanuman temples on Tuesdays. Or we will find such crowds on Saturdays in the around the Navagraha, the place where Navagrahas are installed in a temple. They all come to pray to Shani Bhagavan by lighting a lamp of til, sesame seeds. And there are others who have designated each day of the week for different gods. Monday Shiva, Tuesday Hanuman, Friday Devi, etc. Of course, this bhakti is also useful at the beginning stages. But this is immature bhakti. They will say, oh, today is Friday. I have to go to Devi temple. If I don't go, Devi will get angry. She may punish me. So, it's a sort of an immature bhakti, a bhakti out of bhakti which comes out of either expectation or fear. It is not a bhakti arising out of understanding of Ishvara or appreciation of Ishvara's real glories. And the unfortunate part is, like everything else, people get into such a comfort zone in this type of bhakti that most people get stuck in this level of bhakti till the end. Like people get into Grihastha and that is the end. They get stuck in Grihastha till the end. If they have nothing better to do during a day, they will play cards, watch TV, play tambola, or some people develop greater interest, they will play bridge, etc. Never ever think of a step beyond Grihastha. Okay, I have done all these things throughout my life. 30, 40 years of my life, I have worked, I have enjoyed, I have entertained myself, I have played cards, I have done everything. now I have retired. Now let me actually go the spiritual way. 99% of the people do not even think of it. So even if they have got devotion, bhakti, they get stuck in that kind of immature bhakti till the end. And they never make an attempt to understand the Lord. Because bhakti is not to be expressed at a particular time every day. Okay, morning 8 to 9, my bhakti time. I am going to spend that time doing puja. Rest of the time, I may do whatever I want. Bhakti is that appreciate the Ishvara every moment of your life. Morning, see the sunrise, bhakti towards Lord. Oh, what a beautiful scene. Monsoon season, rain clouds raining, lovely cool winds. Incidentally, Coimbatore, now Kerala monsoon has come, has set in. In Coimbatore, it's cool. I'm in my farmhouse, it is like air conditioned outside. And that is very cold. So you have to be inside to be little warm. Appreciate, such a cool atmosphere is created. Every moment, night, look at the sky, stars, moon. Every moment has to be spent in the appreciation of the Lord. That is real bhakti. That is, mature bhakti. So all these immature bhaktas, we can call them part-time bhaktas, who devote a designated day or a designated time every day to express their bhakti. And for the rest of the time, they will be engaged in all materialistic pursuits, including cinematic entertainment programs, sometimes even indulging in adharmic activities. That's the worst part. But Arjuna has started coming out of that kind of bhakti and has commenced his journey towards becoming a mature bhakta. And therefore he wonders, why would anyone who understands and appreciates the glory of the Lord would not do namaskara to the Lord? Any aspect of creation makes me do namaskara to you, O Lord. And if a person cannot do namaskara, it only shows the narrowness of his mind. Such a person actually deserves our sympathy, because he is really missing something wonderful and glorious in his life. It is like, if a child is there, child cannot appreciate classical music because child has not reached that level of sensitivity to appreciate fine arts or especially classical music. A child may dance to all the filmy music and all, it will appreciate that, because that doesn't require any maturity at all. In fact, it reverse is true. Lesser the maturity, the more you will enjoy all this cinema business. So when we see the child not able to appreciate music, classical music, we understand. It's an immature child. It has to grow. Similarly, whoever is a Nastika and whoever has not understood the scriptures properly, we do not get angry with them. We don't hate them. Our attitude is one of pity and sympathy. God has given them a wonderful human life, and they are missing a totally different dimension of this entire cosmic order, Ishvara's order. Unless they sensitize their mind, there will be no difference between them and animals. In fact, Bhartrihari writes in Niti Shatakam, Sahitya Sangeeta Kala Vihina hai, Sakshat Pashuhu Puccha vishana hinaha trinam na khadannapi jivamanaha tadbhagadheyam paramam pashunam. The person who cannot appreciate literature and music and art, which requires a sensitive mind, he says such a person is sakshat pashuhu, only a cow. Pashuhu generally means any animal. Here we can take it as a cow. The only difference between such a person and the cow is puccha vishana hinaha. Tails and horns are missing. Puccha mean tail, vishana mean horn. Trinam na khadannapi. This person who is compared to a cow, he lives without eating grass. Tadbhagadeyam paramam pashunam. And that is a great fortunate thing for the cows, because he is not a competitor so far as their food is concerned. He won't take away their food. All other qualities he has acquired, at least food he will leave it to the cows rather. So the pashus feel happy that one competitor for their food is less. And therefore, if I do not sensitize my mind to appreciate the finer things, the intricate beauty of the creation, if I do not have that extra antenna to sense the Vishwarupa harmony, then there is no difference between me and the grass-eating cow. And that is why Arjuna, having understood all these, raises a rhetorical question. Why won't people become a devotee? That means if they are sensitive to how great you are, they will certainly become devotees. Gariyase, O Lord, the greatest one. Because macro is always greatest compared to any micro. Gariyase brahmanaha api adhikartre. You are so great that you are greater than even the creator, Brahmaji, who has created this world. In the Puranas, we hear or we read that Brahmaji came out from Vishnu's navel and is called Padmanabha. And there on the lotus, Brahmaji appears. This is the Puranic approach. But the Vedantic approach is Ishvara is the Samashti Karana Chaitanya Shariram. Brahmaji is Samashti Sukshma Shariram. Samashti Sukshma Shariram is born out of Samashti Karana Shariram. So in the imagery of the Puranas, Mahavishnu is Samashti Karana Shariram. And Brahmaji appearing from the navel on a lotus flower is the creation of Samashti Sukshma Shariram from born out of Samashti Karana Shariram. So when we read the Puranas, from a Vedantic angle, we must understand what these imagery and all are conveying. Unfortunately, the immature bhaktas don't try to understand all these things. And they are stuck at the level of Vishnu, Brahmaji and all. In fact, all these are all Tattva Bodha lessons, basics. Anyway, O Lord, you are Adikartre, the original creator of Brahmanaha api. Here the word Brahmanaha is not Satyajnanam Anantam Brahma or Brahmana. Here it refers to Brahmaji, Chaturmukha Brahmaji. And Ananta, you are infinite one because time and space exist in you. You do not exist in time and space. O Devesha, one who is the Lord of all gods. Hey Jagat Nivasa, you are the abode of the universe. You do not live in the universe lives in you. Tvam Aksharam Sat Asat Tat Param Yat. You are the cause, you are the effect, you are beyond both also. You are Karya Rupa hai, you are Karana Rupa hai, and also Karya Karana Vilakshana hai cha. Arjuna slowly started understanding what Bhagavan is, what Ishvara is. Along with him, we have also started slowly understanding that. Now, suddenly, Arjuna appears to connect all these descriptions to Vedanta and continues in that vein. See, when you start appreciating the universal order, cosmic order, Vedanta automatically comes into the picture, and that is what happened to Arjuna. So we will read the sloka 38. Tvamadidevah Purushav Puranaha. What happened?
Adideva Purusha Purana.
We'll repeat it again. Tvamadidevah Purushav Puranaha.
Umadideva
Adideva
Purusha
Purusha
Purana.
Purana.
Tvamasya Vishwasya Param Nidhanam.
Tvamasya
Tamasya
Vishwasya
Vishwasya
Param
Param Nidhanam.
Nidhanam.
Vetasi Vedyam cha Param cha Dhama.
Vetasi
Vetasi
Vedyam cha
Vedyam Cha
Param cha
Param Cha
Dhama.
Dhamam.
Tvaya tatam Vishwamananta Rupa.
Tvaya
Tvaya
tatam
Tatam
Vishwamananta Rupa.
Vishwamantam Rapupa.
So the Anvaya is Tvam Adideva hai, Purana hai, Purusha hai, Tvam Param Nidhanam, Asya Vishwasya, Veta Asi Vedyam cha, Cha Dhama Param Vishwam, Tatam Tvaya He Ananta Rupa. Tvam Adideva hai, you are the primal God. Purana Purusha hai, the ancient Purusha. Tvam Param Nidhanam, you are the supreme ground of dissolution. Asya Vishwasya, of this universe. Veta Asi, you are the knower. Vedyam Cha, and the known. Cha Dhama, as well as abode. Param, which is beyond both. Vishwam Tatam, the universe is pervaded. Tvaya by you. He Anantarupa, O Lord with endless forms. You are the primal God, the ancient Purusha. You are the supreme ground of dissolution of this universe. You are the knower, the known, as well as the abode, which is beyond both known and unknown. Universe is pervaded by you, O Lord, with endless forms. So, in Arjuna's understanding, Lord Krishna's stature is rising, increasing. In the vision of Arjuna, Krishna, who was till now a friend, a teacher, now slowly is growing into Ishvara, Vishwarupa Ishvara. Even though the Lord has been great all the time, he has been Krishna only all the time as Ishvara. Arjuna begins to understand that now only. And therefore, naturally, his devotion also becomes deeper and deeper. Previously, his namaskara was a mere mechanical act. Because we have all been taught to do namaskara in front of the Lord right from the childhood. And since we have mechanically practiced it, it is only a physical exercise. But for an enlightened person, every namaskara is a very significant inner expression of his attitude. The Lord represents the law of karma, and my namaskara represents the appreciation of the Lord, of that. I will never question the law of karma, and that unquestioned acceptance is indicated by a physical action in the form of namaskara. And therefore, Arjuna expresses that devotion here. Tvam Adi Devaha. O Lord, you are the first and foremost God. Adi Devaha he uses because Brahmaji is also considered God only. But Bhagavan or Ishvara is Adi Devaha because even before Brahmaji originated or emerged, Lord Vishnu was there. And therefore he is called Adi Devaha. Then Purushaha. You are the all-pervading one. You are also indweller in every living being. As we have seen earlier also, Purusha has got two meanings. Purayati sarvam iti Purusha, the one who is all-pervading. And the second meaning is one who resides in the body. Pura or Puri, Puru means body. Shaha means indweller. So Purusha means body residence, body indweller. And Purana, you are the most ancient one. Because you are without beginning. Nobody knows what is your beginning. Then Tvamasya Vishwasya Param Nidhanam. You are the ultimate ground into which the whole creation dissolves or resolves during Pralayam. You are the Layasthanam, Pralayasthanam. And why do we say the Lord is ultimate resolution ground? Because the scriptures describe Pralayam and they describe it as a gradual process. First, all living beings are resolved into Prithvi, the earth. Therefore, earth becomes the Layasthanam for all plants, animals, insects, all of them, including us. Then the earth itself dissolves into Jalam, water. Of the five elements, Jalam is the next higher one after Prithvi. And Jalam itself is supposed to resolve into Agni Tattvam. So Agni into Vayu Tattvam, Vayu into Akasha Tattvam, and Akasha into Brahma Tattvam. So the entire cosmic creation order is reversed during Pralaya. So finally, Akasha, space, resolves into Brahma Tattvam. Now don't ask me Brahman resolves into what? Of course, I am sure that question will not be asked by any of you. So while all these bhutas, elements, resolve into the next higher one, Brahman does not resolve into anything, and therefore it is called the ultimate resolution ground, whereas Prithvi, Jalam, Agni, etc. are relative resolution ground. And therefore the adjective Param, Param Nidhanam, he says. Then Vettasi Vedyam cha. Though you are the knower of everything, that means you are every living being which is the experiencer of the world. So Veta here means Bhoktru Jiva. The sentient Jiva experiencing or sentient experiencing living beings are called Veta. And Vedyam means insentient object of experience. So one is Pramata, another is Prameyam. One is Bhokta, another is Bhojyam. One is subject, the other is object. One is sentient, the other is insentient. In fact, if you actually look at it, the whole creation is only a mixture of Chetana, Achetana. And Arjuna says you are both Chetana Tattvam as well as Achetana Tattvam. Vetasi Vedyam Cha. And not only you are Bhokta and Bhojyam, you are Paramcha Dhama. You are beyond both of them also. You are the ultimate reality also, who is neither the experiencer nor the experienced. Pramatra Prameyam Atitaha Tvameva. That means what? The absolute consciousness. Here, the idea is conveyed is the idea from Mandukya Upanishad. So the Veta refers to Vishwa Taijasa Prajna. Vedyam refers to Stula Sukshma Karana Prapancha. So three pairs, both sides. All that I have given the chart in Tattva Bodha, students will remember. Vishwa Taijasam Prajna, Stula Sukshma Karana Prapancha. And Paramcha Dhama means that which is beyond the three pairs. And the Mandukya terminology is Turiya Tattvam. Turiya means the fourth one. And it is said fourth one because if we say it is Brahman, along with all these description of, Vishwa, Taijasa, Prajna, and Stula, Sukshma, Karana, Prapancha, Brahman also there is a possibility of Brahman being understood as also another object. And therefore, the Mandukya Upanishad does not use Brahman. It says Turiya Tattvam, the fourth one. So that philosophical idea is conveyed here. Paramcha Dhama. So Dhama here we have to understand as Chaitanyam. So the Turiya Chaitanyam you are. You are the fourth one, which is beyond the three pairs, in which all knowers as well as the object of knowledge rest. So Paramcha Dhama. In short, Tvaya Tatam Vishwam Ananta Rupa. O Lord, the entire universe is pervaded by you. As Turiyam, you are the substratum upon which the relative world rests. Tvaya, by you, the Turiyam, absolute Vishwam Tatam, the universe is pervaded. So this you can clearly understand. All these things which Arjuna is now talking about Bhagavan, if you remember the Upanishadic teaching, all these are all ideas from Upanishad only, Vedanta only. It is not necessary you should have studied Mandukya, because the message in the Upanishads is all the same. Of course, if you have studied Mandukya, you will be familiar with all these terminologies. So in the end analysis, we have to note this much, that Veta and Vedyam represents a relative world and Param means the absolute. So, O Lord, O Ananta Rupa, O Vishwarupa Ishwara, you are both the relative as well as the absolute. Tvaya tatam Vishwam he Ananta Rupa. And Arjuna continues. We will read. All of you, please unmute.
Yes.
Ayuryamogni Varuna Shashankah
वायुर्यमोऽग्नि वरुणः शशाङ्कः
Prajapatistvam Prapitamahascha
प्रजापतिस्त्वं
प्रपितामहश्च
पितामहश्च
Namo Namastestu Sahasrakritvah
नमो
नमो
नमस्ते
नमस्ते
सहस्रकृत्वः
सहस्रकृत्वा
Punascha Bhuyopi Namo Namaste
पुनश्च
पुनश्च
भूयोऽपि नमो
भूयोऽपि नमो
नमस्ते
नमस्ते
Anvaya is Tvam Vayuhu Yamaha Agnihi Varunaha Shashankaha Prajapatihi cha Prapitamaha Sahasrakritvah Namaha Namaha Astu Te Punaha cha Bhuyah Api Te Namaha Namaha. Tvam Vayuhu, you are the Vayu. Yamaha, Yama, the Kala Tattvam. Agnihi, the fire principle. Varunaha, Shashankaha, the moon. Prajapati cha. Prajapati, Brahmaji. Prapitamaha, the great grandfather. Sahasrakritvaha, 1,000-fold. Namaha, Namaha, salutations. Astute, to you. Namaha Namahate, salutations be to you. Punaha cha bhuyaha api, again and again. You are Vayu, Agnihi, Yamaha, Varunaha, Sashankaha, the moon, Prajapatihi, and the great grandfather. 1,000-fold salutations to you. Salutations be to you again and again. Now, Arjuna is totally carried away. Even though he has already said in the previous sloka, you are everything, he's not satisfied. As we are seeing in Mundaka Upanishad also, whenever we say everything, that word everything can be understood differently by different people. And therefore, even the Upanishads and even Bhagavad Gita and all, whenever they use the word everything or sarvam, some examples will be given. So here Arjuna says, when I said everything, you are everything, what I mean is, Tvam Vayuhu Yamaha Agni Varuna Shashanka. You are alone, all of them. All these I need not explain, I already given you the word meanings. You are Vayu Devata, wind or air, Yamaha is the Kala Tattvam, Agni fire principle, Varuna hai water, Shashanka hai moon. So even though the meaning is clear, we should know the logic behind this statement. If you recall, in the 7th chapter itself, Krishna has introduced that Bhagavan is Karanam. And the whole creation is Karyam. And we know the fundamental law that Karyam alone appears in the form of manifold Karyam. Cause alone with different names and forms appears as various effects. There is no effect separate from the cause. And we have repeatedly seen the examples of ornaments and waves, etc. And the cause being Ishvara, God, there are no creation other than God. And therefore, God alone is in the form of Akasha, Agni, Vayu, Apaha, etc. We must remember that logic. And it is also discussed in one particular section of Brahma Sutra. So this logic is a very powerful adhikaranam. Tat ananyatvam arambha shabdadibhyah. It is called Arambanadhi Karana Nyaya. I'll not go too much, not get confused. The Brahma Sutra. So the logic is that effects do not exist separate from the cause. Or to put it in another language, cause alone appears as manifold effects. And applying this principle, Arjuna says, "O Lord, you are the cause alone, or you the cause alone are in the form of all these jivas. Vayu, Agni, Yamaha, Varunaha, Shashankaha, etc. And Prajapati. There are 14 Prajapatis whose department or responsibility is expansion of the population. That is why they are called Prajapatis. Each one of them will have many wives ranging from 2 to 13. So you can imagine what will be the size of the families. In fact, just a aside, joke only. Don't take it seriously. I was just thinking, thought came in my mind. In fact, in olden times, men perhaps thought that they were like some sort of Prajapatis. And even though they did not have many wives, from one wife they had many children, almost a dozen children in many cases. But of course, their life would have been so different from the nuclear families that we have today. Anyway, just a thought came. Not a criticism or anything. That was a lifestyle that time. It made a lot of sense for families to be big, joint families, living together. Totally different fun. Today's generation is looking for the same kind of fun by going to the clubs and gymkhanas, etc. Human psychology wants people around. Those days, they did not need to go out of the compound of the house. So many brothers, sisters, cousins, all were there. They all grew up very nicely, brilliantly, learned so many things. Everybody learned from others. Anyway, so the number of wives each Prajapati had, they are all described in the Puranas. So Vishnu creates Brahmaji, and Brahmaji creates 14 Prajapatis, and 14 Prajapatis, all other human beings are born. And therefore Arjuna says, all those Prajapatis are also you alone. And in fact, all the Gotras we have got, all coming from the Prajapatis only, 14 Prajapatis. And then Pitamaha. So all the 14 Prajapatis are born out of Pitamaha, who is none other than Brahmaji. That should be understood. Because Vishnu is the originator. Then Brahmaji is created by Vishnu. And the Prajapatis are created by Brahmaji. So Vishnu becomes what? Great grandfather of Prajapati. Pitamaha. That you are. And therefore, because of your such an elevated status, I do namaskaram to you. Namo namaste astu. I offer my namaskarams. How many times? Not once, twice, or thrice, etc. But sahasra kritva, thousands of times I offer namaskarams to you. But still I am not satisfied. Therefore, punascha bhuyo upi namo namaste. Again and again and again I offer namaskarams to you. Any direction I turn, see something, do namaskaram, because I see only Bhagavan in that. The more I think of your greatness, the more I feel like offering namaskarams to you. And with every namaskara I do, my ego erodes a little bit. It starts maturing a little bit. Along with Arjuna's ego, let us pray that our ego also starts maturing a little bit. Now the 40th sloka. Can unmute. Namah purastadata prishtataste.
Namah purastat apushtataste.
Namostute sarvata eva sarva.
Namostute
Namaste
sarvata eva
sarvata
sarva.
eva sarva.
Ananta virya mikram. Ananta virya mita vikramastvam.
Ananta
Ananta
vikramastam.
Sarvam samapnoshi tatosi sarvah.
Sarvam
Sarvam
samapnoshi tatosi
samapnosi
sarvaha.
Anvaya namah purastat atate prishtatah namah namostute sarvatah eva tvam ananta virya amita vikramah samapnoshi sarvam tata asi sarvah. Namah purastat, salutation to you in the front. Ata end. Te, salutation to you. Prishtatah, behind. Namostu te, salutation be to you. Sarvatah eva, all around. Tvam you are, O Lord. Ananta virya amita vikramah, of limitless power and infinite courage. Samapnoshi, you pervade. Sarvam, everything. Tataha asi, and hence you are sarvaha, everything. Arjuna doesn't seem to be satisfied at all. Salutation to you in front and salutation to you behind. Salutation be to you all around. O Lord, you are the limitless power of and infinite courage. You pervade everything and hence you are everything. As I said, sometimes it happens, when you are overwhelmed by a personality, you go on praising that personality. Not to please that personality, but to satisfy yourself. Because the personality is so great that any amount of glorification you do, you don't feel that you have done enough. So Arjuna has offered 1,000 namaskarams in the previous sloka. Of course, it was all verbal and manasika namaskarams. If Arjuna had done physical namaskarams, probably he would not have been in a condition to fight. He would have probably lost his legs, or at least, if not lost, he would not been able to even lift his legs. So we have to understand all these are all symbolic. That 1,000 namaskarams he offered was not physical namaskar. So still he is not satisfied, and therefore he says, my namaskaram to you in front of you, my namaskarams to you behind, to your right side, to your left side, all over, all the sides. I offer namaskarams. So, purastat te namaha, in front of you, prishtataha, behind you. Really speaking, there is no front or behind. Because Lord is everywhere. Lord's face is all over, facing all directions. And therefore, Arjuna is offering namaskarams to all directions. And in fact, these are all very useful, because even when we do Sandhya Vandanam, those who do Sandhya Vandanam will remember. There is this prayer. After doing Gayatri Japa, when we do the send away the Gayatri Devi. Upasthanam karishye when we do. After that, there are mantras. Prachye dishe namaha, Dakshinaye dishe namaha, Pradicye dishe namaha, Udicye dishe namaha, Urdhvaya namaha, Adharaya namaha. We offer namaskaram to all the directions, all 6 directions. East, south, north, west, north, up, down. So Arjuna says, in short, I offer namaskarams to you, who is pervading all directions, including up and down. And therefore, sarvataha eva namaskaraha. All around you, I offer namaskara. Sarvataha eva te namaha astu. Sarvarupaha. You are not in the form of Krishna alone. You are not in the form of Rama alone. You are not in the form of Shiva or Vishnu alone. But who is in the form of everything in the creation. And that is why we have got the Panchabhuta Linga. Different temples are meant for these Panchabhuta Lingas. Chidambaram is for Akasha Linga. And they are all based on this teaching only. Akasha Rupena, Vayu Rupena, Agni Rupena, etc. So you alone are in the form of Panchabhutas also. And therefore I do namaskaram to you because you are everything. And how great you are? Ananta Virya Amita Vikramaha. You have got infinite strength or power. Omnipotent you are. Because any power that is there in this entire creation belongs to you only. We see in one lightning itself, so much electricity is there. And that is why they say, if we know how to tap the electricity from one flash of lightning, we can provide electricity to a city for 1 year. But the problem is that we do not have the technology as of today. And every second, somewhere in the world, how many flashes of lightning are striking? So imagine how much power should be there. And all these powers belong to Ishvara only. And therefore, Ananta Virya and Amita Vikramaha. You have got enormous valor, courage also. Because some people may have power but no courage. Some people may have courage but no power. But you have got both. Ananta Virya, Amita Vikramaha. Tvam Sarvam Samapnoshi. You pervade everything. So these two ideas, these two words should throw out of our mind the idea of traveling and reaching God sitting somewhere. Because our religious conditioning is that our goal in life is to reach God. And that too after death. And that too by traveling to some, Vaikunta or Shivaloka, etc., Kaidasha. Such ideas are there, all Purana-based ideas. This 11th chapter should demolish that conditioning. There is no question of reaching God because we are never away from the God, from the Lord to reach Him. Then one may ask, why do scriptures talk about reaching God? So from a Vedantic angle, we must understand that reaching God means dropping the notion that we are away from God. Dropping the conditioning that we have to reach God. For the one who has got Vishwarupa Darshanam, I have got my birth, my movement, my death, everything on the lap of Lord only. It is just like asking, what is the distance between the wave and the ocean? How many kilometers? How many kilometers should the wave travel to reach the ocean? There is no question of travel. The idea of travel, the idea of distance is born out of ignorance. It is a notional distance. It is neither time-wise distance nor space-wise distance. It is purely ignorance-wise distance. If space-wise distance is there, you have to travel. If time-wise distance is there, you have to wait. What is time-wise distance? A child wants to become a major and go to college, but he cannot do so now because there is a time-wise distance. He will have to wait. So there, the distance is determined by time. Whereas in the case of reaching God, all distances that is talked about purely is due to ignorance, improper understanding of God, and this ignorance can be removed only by knowledge. We will continue in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Dhanyavadaha. Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Guruji.
Guruji.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram.
Dhanyawada, Guruji.
Namaskaram.
Dhanyawada, Guruji.
Dhanyavadaha.
Hari Om Guruji, thank you.
Hari Om. Thank you.
Okay, no questions.
Thank you, Guruji. Hari Om.
Thank you. Hari Om.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste.
Today we learnt all the 4 shlokas are explaining the greatness of the God. So, 1000 times Sahasra Namaskara to God and also Trivara Namaskara to you, Guruji. Yeah.
Okay, I'm also Aham Brahmasmi only. You can do.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah. No problem. No problem. Thank you. Thank you. Hari Om.
Sahasra Sirisha.
Sarvadeva Namaskara Keshavam Prati Gacchati.
Yes.
That whenever anybody does Namaskara to you, see, that is another way in which you have to dilute your ego. When anybody does Namaskara to you, you must actually redirect that Namaskara to Keshava.
Keshava. Yeah.
You must not accept it. Oh, I am great. He sees when I am
Yeah.
doing Namaskara. That attitude should never come.
Yes.
So accept the Namaskara, but redirect it. That also helps in actually diluting the ego.
Yes.
All methods. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Sahasra Sirisha Purusha.
So, yeah. Okay. Any
Thank you.
more questions?
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, right. I think no questions are there. No hands are going up. So we will meet next Friday, next class. Hari Om. Thank you all
Hari Om.
very much once again.
Hari Om. Hari Om.